You ever just stop and wonder how it all connects? I don't mean just your town to your country, but everything. Like from the absolute beginning of time and space, all the way down to you, right here, right now. Well, today, we're going to try to map out that entire 13.8 billion years story of how we got here.
I mean, let that sink in for a second. This isn't just some poetic idea, it's literal physics. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, all of it was forged in the fiery heart of a star that exploded billions of years ago. That's the kind of wild, profound connection we're going to be exploring. This is the story that links the entire cosmos directly to you.
Right, so let's kick things off right there with that cosmic connection. Because this isn't just a history of the universe, it's really our own modern origin story. Think back to school, right? You probably learned about the Big Bang in one class, evolution in another, and, ancient civilizations in a totally separate history class. It all feels disconnected, like they're on different channels, and it makes it really easy to miss the one single story that actually ties them all together.
But what if you could just zoom out? I mean, zoom out so far that all those boundaries between subjects just dissolve. What if you could see it all as one single continuous story, a kind of framework that holds all of human knowledge, from the very first second of the universe to this exact moment? Well, that framework has a name. It's called Big History, and it gives us, you guessed it, a history of everything. So, what exactly is it?
Okay, so here's the key idea. Big History is basically this grand evolutionary epic. It takes all the hard sciences, cosmology, chemistry, biology, and it weaves them together with the storytelling of the humanities. And the result is one seamless story of how things in our universe have gotten more and more complex over time.
David Christian, he's one of the founders of this whole idea. He uses this fantastic analogy. He says, big history is like a map of the world. A map helps you see how your little town fits into your country and how your country fits into the entire world. Well, big history does the same thing, but for everything. It's a map that shows you your place in the grand scheme of things. It's like your cosmic address. So how does this whole story unfold? I mean, how did we get from a super simple, hot, dense, early universe to the incredible, beautiful complexity we see all around us today? Well, the story moves forward through a series of major turning points, or thresholds, and they're always driven by two key ingredients. The first ingredient is something big historians call Goldilocks conditions. And yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like from the fairy tale. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. See, every single time a new, more complex thing has emerged in the universe, it's because the ingredients and the conditions were absolutely perfect for it to happen. And when those Goldilocks conditions pop up, bam, the universe crosses a new threshold. A threshold is just a moment of transformation, a point where something entirely new and way more complex gets created. Think about the jump from having no stars to the first stars lighting up, or from a bunch of non-living chemicals to the very first spark of life. Now, what's really wild about this is just the scale of it all. Look at these dates. The universe kicks off 13.8 billion years ago. The first stars don't even ignite for another 200 million years. Our planet, Earth, doesn't show up for another 9 billion years. And us, Homo sapiens, we show up so late in the game, it's almost a rounding error. I mean, all of recorded human history is just a tiny, tiny sliver at the very, very end of this cosmic timeline. But that tiny sliver, wow, is it a game changer? For most of cosmic history, the rules of the game were set by physics and chemistry. But when our species showed up, something fundamentally new was introduced to the planet. Yeah, for 13.8 billion years, things got more complex through these slow, powerful forces like gravity, electromagnetism, and then, eventually, natural selection. But with the arrival of us, of early humans, the pace and the very nature of evolution on Earth got kicked into a crazy new gear. So, what was it? What was this radical new innovation we brought to the table? It wasn't about having sharper claws or being stronger. No, it was a breakthrough in how information was shared and built upon. This is our species' superpower, collective learning. Unlike any other animal on the planet, we can share really complex ideas with incredible precision through language. And what that means is we don't have to reinvent the wheel every single generation. We can preserve what we learn, we can pass it on, and then the next generation can build on it. It's a kind of cultural evolution, and it moves way, way faster than genetic evolution ever could.
And just look at how this whole process has accelerated. We spent tens of thousands of years just sharing stories around the campfire. Then writing came along, which was like creating an external hard drive for our collective knowledge. A few thousand years after that, the printing press made that knowledge available to almost everyone. And then, in just a few hundred years, we jumped to the digital age. It's an insane feedback loop, right? The better we get at sharing information, the faster we innovate, which then leads to even better ways of sharing information.
So this incredible power, this collective learning, brings us right up to today. And it forces us to ask some really big questions. You see, big history isn't just about understanding the past. It's a tool for figuring out our present moment and for navigating what comes next.
I think this slide just captures our new reality perfectly. For almost all of our history, we were just another species on the planet, just another player in the game of evolution. But now we're like the new directors on set. Through our technology, our agriculture, our industry, we are now consciously, whether we like it or not, shaping the future of life on Earth. And that is an immense and, frankly, kind of terrifying responsibility.
And if you need a little dose of perspective, here it is. 99%. That's the percentage of all species that have ever lived on this planet that are now gone. Forever. Extinction is the rule, not the exception. Our incredible success and our new role as directors doesn't guarantee our survival. If anything, it just raises the stakes.
So that brings us right back to you. The story of big history isn't over. We're living in it. We're writing the next chapter right now. And knowing this huge story, understanding our unique place inside of it, it gives us the context we need to face whatever the future holds. The real takeaway here is that the story of the universe is also your story. And what happens next is, in some small but really meaningful way, up to you.